Bay 93.9, it's the morning crew, Hayden and Millie.
Well, as Father's Day approaches, the Barwon Health Foundation is asking our community to support the Father's Day project to help the men in our region. Our next guest is a professor. He's the Director of the Mental Health, Drug and Alcohol Services at Barwon Health. It's Steve Moylan. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning.
Let's get straight into it. Mate, according to statistics, men apparently often find it difficult to ask for help when they're feeling a decline in their mental health. Have you got any advice for the blokes in our community when it comes to that kind of thing?
Yeah, it's a really tricky one, isn't it? Because I think guys have traditionally grown up with this sense of, stoicness. We get on with it. We don't want to share these kind of internal feelings with others. But I think probably my advice clearly now, and I think this is a message coming through the community, is there's no shame in reaching out for help. And particularly at the moment with all of the challenges being faced by everyone in our community, I really think it's important that if you're not feeling your best, then it's really important you reach out for help. And that could be as simple as just having a chat to someone close to you to begin with, just to talk through the things you're feeling. And, it can really then go from there.
Do you think guys are getting the message? I mean, I know we've changed a lot in the last 10, 20, 30 years. Like, we're not all the VB swilling footy, blokey blokes, and we're all changing. Like, are blokes getting the message?
I reckon they are, to be honest. I think that, increasingly across society, what we're seeing now is men who, previously, like you said, might have been a bit, look, we're pretty stoic, let's sort of hang back, let's not worry about that, you just get on with it, are now sort of realising that, it's perfectly okay to reach out for support. When you get it, it can be really helpful and it can make you get on with your life and, be the best sort of father, brother, or just bloke in the community that you are. So, I think it's really important, and I do see that trend happening with men in our community particularly.
Steve, that's why it's so good what the Barwon Health Foundation is doing, especially with this Father's Day project. So if people have noticed a difference in their fathers, brothers, workmates, how do you go about sort of trying to get them to do something for themselves? Have you got any advice, or what are the signs that we look for a start that somebody might be struggling but they're not saying anything?
Yeah, I think it's hard at the moment, isn't it? Because everyone's sort of going, geez, it's really difficult right now, and it's understandable that people could be feeling a bit off and a bit withdrawn. I think it's just important to, if you're looking at other people, look, are they a bit more withdrawn than normal? Are they not kind of, participating in conversation or reaching out like they used to for support? And I think if you're seeing those things, and often that's a kind of feeling more than anything, and trusting your instincts is really important. The most important thing you can do, and the bravest thing you can do, I think, is ask.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people get worried that if you ask, you might be creating something, and I can say that's rubbish. Actually, asking, if anything, makes things better, because what people who are suffering from depression or anxiety or other issues generally feel actually is a disconnection from others.
Yeah.
And when you get that connection from other people, you start to go, oh, actually, there's a bit of hope here, we can work through it. So that would be my absolute first bit of recommendation for anyone. Reach out, say something, ask how people are going.
This happened with a friend of ours, Hades and I, recently, Steve, and he was acting very differently, wasn't talking very much, even acting out a little bit in situations he wouldn't normally. And a great sentence that was said to me in terms of having a talk to him was just saying, oh, you don't quite seem like yourself, are you okay? And it really opened the floodgates. It was a very good thing to say, actually.
Yeah. I also think as well, sometimes people get concerned about being really direct about these things. So I think what you've just said then is really good. Another thing is just, can you start up a conversation about anything?
Yeah.
Hey mate, did you see the footy on the weekend? Did you, what's going on at work, etc. And sometimes that just opens that door a little bit where someone might be able to then say, you know what, I'm not feeling that good.
Yeah.
And that starts the conversation. Whereas sometimes if you're a bit direct, people go, no, I'm all right, and push it away.
Yeah.
So I reckon any contact is important. Sometimes it's making the contact that's more important than really what is said.
That's a great message. Steve, hopefully anyone listening to this will help others today. Thanks for your time this morning.
My pleasure.
Thanks, Steve. The website again, if you want to check it out, barwonhealthfoundation.org.au.